Can you hear me? That was amazing. How is everyone today? Right? ETHNewYork. I love that song. I love that song. So, second. You didn't hear that. All right, ETHNewYork, give me one more time. Big round of applause for yourselves. Actually, you know what we're going to do really quickly here? We're going to do something special. We're going to take a selfie. That's right. All of it. Take your badges. Put them up. See everyone here? Say ETHNewYork. That's right. Awesome. Awesome. Great. How's everyone feeling after that? A little tired, right? Once more. How's everyone feeling after that? That's right. This has been amazing. So many hours hacking late at night. I want to spend a special thank you to the volunteers who were here overnight. I don't know if anyone realized, but there are volunteers that just came in the evening and just stayed here all night long. And they're actually not here because they went home to sleep. But let's give them a big round of applause because without the volunteers, this really wouldn't be possible. So as you know, I'm Denison Bertram. I'm developer advocate at Zeppelin, and I've been your MC this weekend. I've seen a lot of you around, working, hacking, come up, ask me questions, most of which I had no answers for. I was just like, go talk to someone else. But I hopefully was helpful in that regard anyway. This space has been amazing. I don't think I have ever been in a hackathon where it was so beautiful, where you could just be together all night. You had meeting rooms, you had places outside to hang out, to eat. Really fantastic. So this event in particular has been our most experienced field of developers ever. Oh, yeah, right? You should be very impressed. We went over that in the beginning, how experienced everyone is, and we've really seen that. We have 500 plus total attendees. That's 300 hackers, 62 projects submitted. 62, that's huge. That's a huge number of projects for a hackathon. We've had 40 plus amazing talks, 15 judges, 2,000 plus meals served. And I want to point out, with the judging for those 62 projects, we saw all those projects twice. You pitched those projects twice. That was amazing. 62 hackathon projects. So our 5 finalists that we're going to go through in no particular order, these are the people who we've really seen and we've been really impressed with. We want to go through. We have, if you're in the project, if you're in the room, which I hope you are, I'm going to ask you when I say your name, if you can sort of line up over here just to be ready for your demos. So we have DeFi Assurance around, line up over here. Ultralight Beam. Also, come over here. I don't see anybody over here yet. Some people coming over? Okay. Takoyaki. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Takoyaki. FTDP. Nice. And either XADAO or EXEDAO or Executable DAO, one of those. So come over here and line up over here because we'll do the presentations in a second. Yeah. So first is, want to come on up? Do you need anything? You can take, who's going to speak? We can hook up. Yeah, you can hook up. You have your HDMI, and then we have a little adapter there.
Hey everyone, how are we? Good, glad, okay, good. Some people are awake. So what's up? I should introduce us. We're DeFi Assurance. I'm Andrew, this is Daniel, this is Veronica, and this is Namil. And like most of you all, we're really excited about decentralized finance. But the reason we haven't all closed out our savings accounts and put our money on the blockchain is there's some risk involved with DeFi, right? Like contracts can have bugs, they can get hacked, and so it's a little risky. And so what we wanted to set out to build is essentially FDIC-style insurance for decentralized deposits, and that's what we did. So the main challenge around this was, how do you price this kind of insurance, right? You have these new protocols coming online. Their risk is a bit unknown. And so we're using Augur under the hood, right? So I am developing a new protocol, let's say, and I want to insure my users' deposits. And so I open a policy on DeFi Assurance. And what this does under the hood is it essentially opens up a prediction market saying, and I'm betting that my protocol will get hacked or that a bug will be found. And so what happens is that if there is such a catastrophic event, my users will be paid out. So let's take a look at how the site works a little bit. So who is DeFi Assurance for? Well, there are sort of three categories of users. There's just general users who are putting their money in these protocols. There are the protocol developers themselves. And then there are also investors. Since insurance is a two-sided market, anyone can invest in the insurance pool. And assuming there are relatively few hacks, you'll earn sort of a steady dividend on the money that you put in. And occasionally the value of what you've put in the pool will go down in such an event when a claim needs to get made. So let's walk you through that now. So when I log into the site as a user, I see all of the DeFi protocols where I have money invested. On the right side here, you see sort of the level of coverage that you have. So for example, this is, of course, all dummy data. Well, not all dummy data, but 0x is not fully insuring their contract yet, although, you know, if you want to come talk to us, please do. But so that's an example of sort of an investment that's fully covered. But I'm noticing my 11 ETH in Compound, I only have about 15% coverage on that. So if you tap on that, you get this nice slider, and this allows you to readjust your coverage, right? So you can buy more coverage. Tap the button. We're going to get a transaction. Confirm it, and just like that, now the money you have locked in that contract is covered in the case of sort of a catastrophic event. On the other side of that is the investor pool, and so if I want to earn some money on my crypto, I can invest in the pool. And what this does is sort of, what we've built so far is this basically will give you sort of a weighted distribution of all of the insurance markets that are out there, kind of give you some diversification. But later what we would hope to build is the ability for those that are knowledgeable investors to be able to go through and pick contracts that they feel better about. And what this will do is it'll help better price the premiums on the other side and also be a signal to users for which protocols are safer for them to be using. And that's DeFi Assurance. Thank you, guys.
Next team.
Hello. Hello, lovers. So, hey, I'm Alex and this is Tom. We're from FlexDApps, but we have created the Feline Term Deposit portal, wherein you can earn interest on your CryptoKitties. So we took the most memey things in crypto.
We took the two most useless things, CryptoKitties and stickers, and we combined them with the most useful thing, DeFi, to allow people to stick their CryptoKitties on a virtual sticker wall and then make returns from Compound Finance, because why not? So here are my CryptoKitties at the bottom, and you know I can fucking rotate them, make them spin around. I can make them a lot larger. So if I wanna flex my bags, then I can do that, and I can stick my sweet pirate kitty on the wall. This is mainnet. This is all live. This is actually going into Compound right now. One transaction will wrap the ETH, deposit into Compound, and then I'll just start making returns, and I can withdraw it whenever I want. We like to call this little box the regulatory sandbox, because we don't know how legal this is, but teach your kids how to invest with their CryptoKitties.
So, one last thing. So Austin Griffiths pointed out this is a really interesting example of just the permissionlessness of this space. Like we can put money in Compound through some arbitrary front end. So this is using Pixie.js. We didn't know how to use Pixie.js, so all we've made is this kind of rudimentary sticker wall. But you could have some really interesting interface that allowed you to access decentralized finance. So have a think about how you can use other people's smart contracts and build funky dApps on top of them, because you can do whatever you want. Thanks.
Hey everybody. I'm Ray Pulver, author of the IDEX Hybrid Decentralized Exchange Contract. This is Matt, he works with Terminal. This is Dylan, ZK Consulting. And where did Lewis go? Oh, over there. All right, really excited about that CryptoKitties app. Gonna be using that a lot. We are ExitDAO, not ExitDAO, so your funds are safe. And took me forever to think of that joke. All right, so what we have to show. Get a VGA cable up here so we can. I guess we're not. Well. Yeah, go ahead. Get back there. Take your time. So we'll talk a little about what we made. We made a new kind of proxy contract that actually accepts a compiled contract as input, as transaction input, and it will dynamically rewrite the bytecode and sanitize it. So in case you have a complex permissions model on your proxy contract, considering you might want to do multi-sig or have some kind of advanced ownership model of who's allowed to control the funds controlled by this contract. We sanitize the store operations, delegate call code, basically anything that could allow you, an untrusted user to store and overwrite the permission system. So this might allow you to do things like execute multiple atomic transactions if you're doing arbitrage between maybe fork delta or 0x. Or what we have in our demo, which we would be very happy to show you, is going to be a simple example where we just deposit some ether on the contract and we vote to send the ether out to some address. Oh, here we go. Things are turning up. I'm still thinking. Yeah. So basically what this does, it's heavily written in inline assembly in Solidity. And it's going to load the input contract into memory, and it's going to allocate a new memory segment that it will then just start parsing opcode by opcode and passing over push instructions to make sure we don't sanitize anything we don't want to. And it's going to rewrite the contract into something we think is safe, and we will run and trust. Almost there. So we have a demo too. It's pretty cool. All right. And so this might enable you to do things like if you have if you can do your validation in your proxy contract, if you can express this as a bytecode transpiler, then you might be able to sanitize arbitrary transaction inputs and make sure nothing you don't want to is going on in against whatever contract backend that is trusting this proxy contract. Or you could do things like, but our example is we have a simple example of a multi-sig wallet where we can execute arbitrary inputs and just make sure that no one is taking away permissions from other owners of the multi-sig contract or anything like that. Still working on this VGA, but it's a nice demo. You can take my word for it. Thank you, sir. Okay, we're going to point a camera at the screen, and that is going to, that's basically our stand-in for a VGA cable tonight. Hopefully the camera works. The camera doesn't take VGA, hopefully. No, I don't see anything. Well, we tried. Oh, it's black. That's different. Very optimistic. There we go. Is that a camera screen? Oh, that's your phone. Okay. Could probably pull it up on the phone, maybe. All right. Well, that's okay. Thanks, everybody.
We're going to see if there's a VGA cable somewhere in the house. And then if we can find one at the end, we'll have them come back up and show it to us, because it looked cool. I saw it. Next. Yes, we do have USB-C. We're good. I mean, we have most cables.
It doesn't seem to go further in, but it seems to be, is it mirrored? Or what is it doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, is it working? Yeah. Ooh, awesome. Sweet deal. Hello, everyone. So I'm Richard, this is Lou. We did takoyaki. It's a lot of weird little things all glued together, so we'll try, I think what we're gonna do is we'll do the quick slideshow thingy. Oh, do you have some questions? Oh, is it not thingied? Yeah, I'll do that in a second. Good point. Dupe, haha. But now my notes disappeared. Okay, anyways, then we'll do the demo, because the demo takes about a minute, because it actually has to mine a bunch of stuff on the blockchain, and there's kind of a complicated thing I need to explain, so I'll gloss over it during this, and then I'll explain it afterwards, while we're seeing our takoyaki mine. So the idea was, I really want my notes. Anyways, the idea was to make a ENS, you know what, I'm doing the notes anyways. So you get to see my notes as well. So the idea was to make ENS fun and simple. So if you use ENS today, basically what you have to do is there's two transactions you have to place at least a minute apart. The longer the delay, the better. This means, for example, 2 interactions with the ENS contract, and you have to sit around and wait for it, and it's kind of boring. So the whole goal is to make ENS more exciting to use, and also to provide a random source of data for games like CryptoKitties that's more reliable than just block hashes. The problems are, I think I just stated, like requires 2 separate UI transactions. ENS is tedious to wait for. I'm just reading notes at this point. So let me just get to so the first part of it is basically when you buy an ENS name, when you buy like a rikmu.takoyaki.eth, you actually get an NFC token. And so this is kind of like CryptoKitties. It slowly, like you get an actual token out of it. But unlike CryptoKitties, where you pay for your kitty, and 12 or 20 blocks from now you get your cat all at once, this this octopus inside this little like ball of dough that's delicious is being slowly like decided what type of traits it's going to have. So you can see by the time it gets to this one, you can tell what color your takoyaki is going to be. And by the time it gets to this one, you can see what type of eyes it's going to have. And by the time it gets over here, you kind of have an idea of what type of mouth it has, what color its legs are, all that sorts of stuff. So it's more engaging. So as you're waiting for this minute-long process, you actually have something to look forward to. You're like excited because you know this next block comes along and boom, look at, oh, I got the round eyes, huzzah. Super exciting. So that's like step 1 of the thing. So the other thing we wanted to focus on for usability, so that was just to help, you know, waiting around for the transaction to finish, or like the delay between, yes. So you need to commit to what you want to buy, and then wait some time, and then reveal what you actually committed. The reason for this is because if you don't, in IC you're buying like McDonald's.eth, I can jump in and steal that name from you if I pay a higher gas price. So the idea is you commit to buying McDonald's, but secretly, and then later you reveal you were buying McDonald's, and now it's too late. No one can jump in and steal that name from you. So this is the thing I'm going to explain while the demo is running, because it's kind of complicated. But basically we use a technique that has keyless EOAs. An EOA is an externally owned account. These are the only type of Ethereum accounts that can actually execute transactions. And so normally if you use MetaMask, you need to, for ENS, you would need to commit 1 transaction and then wait a minute and then commit a second transaction. So 2 UI interactions. This was really just to reduce it down to 1. And so yes, we'll explain that in a minute. So the other thing is, because of this, if people aren't familiar with a RANDAO is a system for producing truly random numbers. It has a commit phase and a reveal phase, which sounds very similar to the ENS we just described, where you have a commit phase and a reveal phase. So we can actually bootstrap reliable random numbers from ENS, especially once we have a scale and there's ENS entries coming in all the time, we can generate actual random numbers. So this technique works entirely fine with top-level domains as well. We just did it with the takoyaki ENS name because it's cuter and adorable. Yes. Oh, demo, yes. Let's do the demo. Yeah, we'll come back to questions. So I will explain what's going on for how do I make this thing bigger? Haha. So I'll let you hold on to that. You can talk for a second. Haha. It's your turn.
Okay, so this one's already been not available, so because we've been testing. You can see the address display. So this one is available. It's a new ENS name that you could purchase. So we're just gonna click on the button Buy Me.
And so now you'll notice there's exactly one interaction I have to make with this contract.
So yeah, so basically you notice that MetaMask only pop up one time.
I'll try to explain. This might be too low level for some people, it might be too high level for others. We were asked a few times by people, and it's a bit complicated on how it works, but basically, so if you think of how a normal transaction works on the blockchain, you have a private key. So you generate your transaction, and you use that private key to sign that transaction, which gives you a signature. You then glue those together and give it to the blockchain. The blockchain, an important thing to realize, though, is that a transaction doesn't have a from address. What the Ethereum network does is it takes your transaction you gave it and the signature you gave it, runs EC recover, and now it knows who to charge for that transaction. So what we want is a system that doesn't have a private key. Oh, I can see his little purplish head is showing through. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to use the contract to produce a guarantee. So we still build our transaction, but rather than signing it with a private key to get a signature, we're going to choose a provably random signature. Now, obviously, there's no funds sitting here because it's a completely random address that no one has a private key for. But that's the only thing really stopping it from being a real transaction. So you can just send money. If you run EC recover on that transaction, you'll still get an address. So if you send money to that address, that's now a valid transaction that you can drop on the network, and it'll go off to the races. And so you can see his eyes are showing. I was going to say he's got the round eyes. We only implemented one type of eyes, so it's not that impressive of a feat. But yes, so that's it in a nutshell. Yes. Anything else we should talk about? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, thank you.
We found a VGA cable. So they're back. It'll take us a second to set it up.
Hey, everybody. Just bear with us a moment while we get our antique VGA cord working now. Yeah. So we're going to show you guys two things. We're going to show you a brief snippet of the part of the segment of the code, the assembly code that will rewrite opcodes. And again, we are replacing certain insecure opcodes with reverts. And then next we are doing something you can actually only do with inline assembly and Solidity, since you need a fully written contract in your code for this Solidity compiler to use the create opcode. So we are just storing it at some base offset, the output contract we're rewriting, and we are deploying it with the create opcode. So we're going to take a little look at that, and then we're going to demo the application we made very soon. All right, exit DAO. Oh, all right, we've got our VGA cable holder in place. Shout out to him. All right, so Dylan, let's pull up the code first and just take a brief tour. Oh, did you close it? Not. There it is. All right. Oh, no. This VGA is over 100 years old. Might need 2 VGA cable holders, one for each side. Oh, we do need 2 VGA cable holders. Power's green. Hold the clutch. It's going to be worth it. Trust me. Now. There we go. All right, quick, look. All right, so we have a little snippet of code. We call data copy, get our input contract, and then we go over opcode by opcode, passing over all push opcodes, and we want to rewrite the S stores, call codes, delegate calls, and just make over. Can we increase the size, Dylan? How good are your Google Chrome skills? There we go. A little more, a little more. How we doing? More. How's that? Legible? All right. I heard some more, maybe a little more. All right. There we go. That's real close. All right. So we have to shift out, get the opcode out, and we want to just do a brief switch statement and make sure we sanitize those insecure inputs. Let's scroll down a little bit because we see the sanitization. And we want to go a little more. We have, and that is an example of how to use the create opcode with just a raw pointer. And you can pass in any dynamic contract you want. And then we immediately delegate to it. And in our template contract, we self-destruct it. So we've gone over the applications of this. So let's take a look at the demo now. Say what?
Yeah, so we need to hurry up. So you guys can find the demo on DevPost or on GitHub. So, oh, we can give the demo? Okay. Sorry, I thought we were...
Okay, so we have a DAO here that uses this contract, and we're going to just create it real quick. So you go to make the DAO, you provide the list of addresses that are owners of it that can vote on proposed inputs, and then you say what the threshold is for like how many people have to approve it before it will run code that you provide. I have to go off screen and confirm this with MetaMask. Okay, so we now have created the contract, and I'm going to send a little bit of Ether to it. Okay, and so now the MetaMask that I have in this other browser is already part of the DAO, so I just have to load it. Oop. Okay, and then I have. Okay, so we have like a template contract here, so you can just write some lines of solidity and not have to give the entire contract. And then it'll just kind of pop it into the template. Then we compile it. If we check the status real quick, it says that we need 2 votes before it will be able to run. And so I'm going to vote the first time on the left. Now it says we need 1 more vote. And then I'm going to vote on it again. I have to confirm it. Okay, and now executed, and then if I look at the address, the code there just sends a little bit of Ether to another address on my MetaMask. And so if I check on here, we can see account 1 has 2 Ether, and this is the address that we put in there. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
I promise the laptop was worth it. Thanks.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you, thank you. Sorry, we're gonna have to set up. We have a lot of computers. Yeah.
No. Just hold our computers.
Yeah, you could just do that. Which one do we want? Do we want to plug in yours? I think we want to plug in yours. Mine? Okay. So you guys want to know how we like scammed our way here, right? Because like it's Dean. Who let him here? Yeah. So we're ultralight beam. Oh yeah, true. I'm not plugged in. Ah.
Okay, USB-C. What do you need?
No, I need regular. I can do HDMI.
Yeah, HDMI.
Yeah, that works.
Great. Who's next? Whose computer's next?
I think. Oh, can we do two?
Yeah.
Oh, that's convenient.
Not at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, not at the same time. Oh, so I
Yeah,
just
we can switch back and forth, right?
Oh, let's get rid of that. No.
What do you have? I got like USB-C.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah, we have that someplace. There you go. How you doing? All right. You good? You guys make contact?
Yeah. So. Oh, geez. Yeah. Perfect. Cool. So yeah, so our project's called Ultralight Beam. Essentially, what it is a MANET network, very similar to kind of a mesh network, except we relay like arbitrary data across, and it's completely over Bluetooth in this POC. But basically, the vision of it was we're going to be over the next like week or two actually developing a protocol for it, so that wallets can essentially have an offline mode, with the idea that, like, for instance, like, what's a wallet? Like Sig Status or Burner Wallet could essentially be offline and relay, like, ETH transactions amongst other offline nodes through Bluetooth, and then find one that's actually online, which will then broadcast messages upwards. Yeah, yeah. So I think there's, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how we did it. Okay, so I might get the ETH transaction wrong because I'm like hacking the nonce, but all right. So basically how it works is my device will be off on Bluetooth. There's nodes, which is mine, and also Dean's phone, which we might demo. I don't know. Okay, we're not going to use this phone. And then basically this computer here is running as the relayer. So the relayer actually has connection to the internet, which can then broadcast to other relayers to basically update the message. It's essentially a giant IRC for like messaging. And then the Ethereum transaction, it's like first come, first serve. The first relayer that gets it, takes it, consumes it, and then just like doesn't pass along the transaction. That's why there's like no double spend attempt. Well, you couldn't spend it, but same nonce. So are you live? Cool. So yeah, so these guys, so I'll send this. Yeah, this is like kind of tough we need like 4 screens. But basically, as you can see, whoa. Oh, damn. Can we switch to the other one? Oh, shoot, I sent the wrong nonce. 2. Yeah, so basically what happened right here on the connecting part, I don't know why it's backwards, but essentially I discovered the Bluetooth device over there, connected to him, created my transaction, sent it to him, and then he sent me back the actual transaction, which should be on Gurley. I don't have internet. Lol. Which will work. And he didn't get it because like there's no reason to publish that to the whole network. That'd be a huge waste of bandwidth. And yeah, so it's actually included into the block, which is kind of cool. And then the other half of the demo, which would be like the arbitrary message passing, did it actually get included? I think Gurley's broken. We built that. That's a problem. Oh yeah, that's my private key. It's a dummy, don't worry. And then this would be like arbitrary message pass. So I sent a message to him, so to Cayman, and it's going to be on a ping, so you can see I'm pinging and receiving. No, I'm only sending right now. But this computer is actually getting my messages, and it's basically Bluetooth to Bluetooth, then through the interwebs to his computer. And Dean's phone can do the exact same thing that my computer did, just he didn't write half the Xcode stuff, so, you know, bad iOS developer. But that's our demo. Hopefully in like a week we'll actually have a protocol for it, and we can actually start like forking it onto Burner, and whoever else has a wallet that actually wants to try and test this out, because this will be like really useful at like conferences or, you know, just anywhere if we need to talk to people in a large group of people area when you have no cell service. Burning Man.
Excellent. Let's get a round of applause again for our finalists. So as you know, also we have our sponsors, and they have our sponsor bounties. So we will have our sponsors come up one by one and talk about who has won their bounties. If all the sponsors could sort of like line up over here just so we can go through it one by one. And first up is NewCypher. NewCypher. Don't do this to me, man. All right, I guess we're going to have to come back to NewCypher and Scale.
All right, what a weekend. That was fun. Okay, we have 6 winners. I'm Jack, by the way, from Scale.
Chadwick from Scale.
Okay, so let's get started.
All right, we have 6 bounties. The first 5 are for 500 DAI. The first one is a simple and fully decentralized search engine with sorted stacking order using the fast finality of Scale to enhance the end user experience.
Blockchain name service. Great work.
The second one is a ballot creation mechanism for current token holders using Scale's decentralized file storage to store a Merkle tree root hash. Goes to
ERC20 voting app. Nice work.
Third one is an Ether payment button for websites and apps with an incentive system behind it using Scale's fast finality for great user experience.
The aptly named the collusion-resistant upvote button for Locris.
Fourth is a fractionalized asset investment that lets multiple people invest in assets that would otherwise be too expensive using fast finality and cheaper transactions on the Scale platform.
Investor.
Yeah. The fifth one is a ultra-simple NFC wallet that even a child can use. Donors convert fiat into DAI using Wire, and DAI is converted onto the Scale chain using SDAI, and used for an awesome seamless user experience enabling smartphone and NFC to transact SDAI for school meals for children.
Let's hear it for Tappy.
The grand prize winner for 1,000 DAI is a 3-player capture the flag meets Minesweeper-like game where players collude to reach the center, place and reveal mines, be the first to center and claim your prize.
Collusion. All right, great work, everybody. It's fun, thanks.
Is NewCypher here? Thundercore. Just as a little overview, we're just going to say the winners, but you don't have to come up.
Hello. Thank you to everyone who hacked on Thunder. So we're going to be announcing 3 different winners. We had, actually, our first winner won both Best Game and Best Combination of Stacks. We have Robot Rumble. Thank you. That's awesome, guys. Congratulations. And then we had, instead of awarding a Best Tooling and a Best Privacy, we had a tie for privacy between iVoteU and ERC20 voting app. Both get 1,000 Thunder each.
Next up, seller. Seller.
Hi, this time we have 2 bounties, and for the first bounty, C Gamer, the bounty goes to Kojo. Yay! Kojo is the application that you can put your cute crypto kitties together and let them fight in a state channel. And the second prize the second bounty goes to my project too. Which is a cash-like application that you can send instant payment to merchants and enable this kind of micropayment financial transactions and purchases. All right, so that's from us.
Next up, the graph.
Hi, I'm Yaniv from The Graph. So I loved Vitalik's talk on Friday, and we had not 1 but 2 teams working on collusion resistance. So if anybody's thinking about starting a cartel and making things closed, y'all are about to get out-engineered. We're doing $5,000 in prizes. We've got 5 winners. They're Web3 bindings, I vote you, Smart Piggies, Cygnus, and ERC20 voting dApp. Thank you so much.
Airsoft.
Hey guys. First, thank you very much for ETHGlobal and all the hackers for making the trip. Airsoft is based in New York, so great to see this big gathering here. We got 1 prize today for 1,000 DAI that goes to Caspian TradeX for building on top of DEX index and allowing arbitrage searches between different DEXs. Congrats.
Dapper.
Hey everyone. We're super excited to be here at ETHNewYork, but before we announce the winners, as I always do, I would love to hear the loudest meow from this room. So when I count down from 3, 2, 1, give her. 3, 2, 1! That's very weak. Not enough sleep, probably. Let's give it another try. 3, 2, 1! Great. So we have 2 bounties. I'm going to announce the CryptoKitty Kittyverse ones, and then I'll have Lynn announce the Dapper ones. So in second place, the winner is Kojo. They built a game that allows your kitties to battle, as you heard in the last announcement. The first place winner is KittyFi. They built a they basically took the opcodes from Pokemon game and the sound bites. They actually linked it to the genetics of the cats, so each cats now have a voice. So we're really excited about that project.
And for Dapper, our smart contract wallet, we have Feline Term Deposit, Cygnus, Crypto Bingo, and KittyFi. Congratulations to all of our winners.
Matic.
Hi everyone, this is Sandeep from Matic. So we have 4 teams which we are giving bounties to. These teams used Matic Plasma-enabled POS sidechains, which ensure fast finality while having the security of Plasma for the assets. So the first team is 0xSU, which created a app for shortening the URLs. The second team is Discord button wallet, which allows you to send ERC20 tokens via within Discord or Telegram also. Then there's one more team which is Cash Loots, which created a game for kids. And then the last project is Project Genie, which allows you to make wishes on the blockchain. Yeah.
Binance Labs.
What's up, guys? This is Tech from Binance Labs. We have 3 winners of our fellowship grants. The first is to the Discord button wallet team. They're building an easy-to-use wallet on Discord. Second winner is Binance Pay. They made a wallet that has a very easy payment UX for physical retail. And then the third winner is CapEasy, which they made a tool that makes it easy to issue tokens on the Binance chain. Congrats, guys. Thank you.
Foam.
Hey everyone, really excited to be here. Just want to also add Foam has been based in the new lab for the last 2 years, so it's been really amazing to see the Ethereum community come here and utilize the space in such a way. We have one winner for our Foam API prize of 30,000 Foam tokens, and that is French Toast Kitty. This is a new way to interact with your CryptoKitty in the real world, and it integrates with Taurus, CryptoKitties, Chainlink, and Foam. So essentially, you can give your CryptoKitty a geospatial address and have it show up on a map. And it also then uses Chainlink to get the real-time weather. So you can now learn what the weather conditions are where your kitty lives. And then it uses the Foam API to filter what points are in the area that are worth going to based on the weather. So if it's cloudy, all the outdoor places won't show up. So now you can take your CryptoKitty with you and see what the weather is on the Foam map. So that was really awesome to see. Thanks, and congrats to the team.
Arweave?
Okay, hi, thanks. So we have one prize for $1,500, and it goes to the Slice of DAO team. So essentially what they did is they built a kind of system for bootstrapping a company with no ownership. So when you start a company and you don't know who's actually going to end up doing what, then essentially you just get tokens for what you end up doing, and then you create a sort of cap table based on this. And it's really cool. And because it's stored on the Arweave, you can never lose access to the UI. So it's always going to work. Thanks.
ENS?
Hey guys, we have 5 prizes of $200 each, and there's no particular order. First one is 1-inch exchange. Anyone? Which provide aggregated token swap. Congratulations. And number 2, Natural Files, which provides a decentralized IPFS file tracker. Natural Files? Congratulations. And third one, Takoyaki, which, congratulations. They demonstrated great technical knowledge and the love for ENS. And I said 3, right? And fourth one is ethereum integration. Yeah, which provides the Web2 login flow for Ethereum. Special mention that to demonstrate the integration with DApp, they actually integrate with the Kickback, which is another project of mine, the demo, which is awesome. And did I say fourth? So the last one, last not least, is I don't know how to pronounce. Storegate. Yeah, which has a long description of open the portal to the Tor network, register your hidden service Onion address on the ENS, use MetaMask to explore a Tor directory from your search bar, or just use our search engine. A special mention to this team that they just not only demonstrated, they actually raised a pull request to both MetaMask and the ENS manager, which can be integrated even now. Thank you.
Taurus?
Hi guys, I'm Zen from Taurus, and we do distributed seamless logins for dApps. We have several prizes to give out to those who integrate us. Thanks a lot for everybody who did. So our first prize is to the most innovative dApp, and that's to EXEDAO. Our second prize is to the dApp which best fills the industry needs, and that's to Frappe. And our third prize is to the most seamless dApp, which also goes to the Slice of DAO. And our best dApp goes to DeFi Assurance. Thank you very much.
Aztec?
Hi guys, I'm Tom from Aztec. We saw some really cool use cases of our zero-knowledge proofs this weekend, and we were particularly impressed by one team who took some really cool strides towards doing zero-knowledge salary streaming from a dApp. And so we decided to award this team $500, and that prize goes to Zalary. So congratulations.
UNICEF?
Hi everyone, I'm Christina, this is Betty. I'm announcing the prize on behalf of UNICEF France for reducing the digital divide, and I'd like to congratulate the Hackpackers team for building both the ability for a donor to fund a specific region to bring connectivity to it, but also to monitor the connectivity and manage the relationship with the ISP. So congratulations to Hackpackers.
We actually have one more. We don't have the slide for Infura. Give it up for Infura.
All right, hi, I'm Danny from Infura. We gave out 2 API bounty prizes today. We just told you guys to build cool things and connect them to Ethereum using Infura. So our 2 winners are Takoyaki and Kujo. Congratulations.
We also have a prize by Uma. Clap.
Hi. So we had a prize for the project that we thought would bring the next 100 ETH into DeFi, because we want to grow this whole space. So the project we're awarding, $3,500, is the Feline Term Deposit Portal, which you all saw earlier. Woohoo!
Thank you, everyone, very much. I would like to call up. All right, we're going to go through the sponsors. These you've seen everybody, but we want to give a special round of applause. So I'm going to go through our sponsors. We have New Cipher and Scale, Thundercore, Seller, The Graph. We can do a big clap at the end. Clap the whole time. Wire, 0x, AirSwap, keep it going. Consensus, Dapper, Off-Chain Labs, Wireline, Chainlink, Matic, Mysterium Network, Binance Labs, Hiraku, Uma, Loopring, Formatic, Infura. This is incredible, guys. Foam, Arweave, Kyber Network, ENS, Taurus, 1KX, QuickNode, Aztec, Kickback, Keep It Coming, Nervos, Reciprocal Ventures, UNICEF, Pope, the Bounties Network, and of course, give a big round of applause to ETHGlobal, and I'll have Kartik and Andrew come up to tell you more, but thank you guys so much. Thank you, everyone, humans.
Thank you. Oh, it's now serious now. Hey everybody, I'm Kartik. This is Andrew. We're from ETHGlobal. As you know, ETHGlobal runs events like these all over the world, and our goal is to get more developers into the Web3 ecosystem. ETHNewYork is our 4th event of the year, and we're so happy that it is the way it is right now. The excitement that we saw in the crowd on Friday, on Saturday, today, all the amazing projects that came out of it, all the amazing sponsor projects, and the interest we've seen, it just constantly amazes me. So we want to wrap the event up, as you know, and I know a lot of you are tired, and it's been a long 3 days for all of us. So I want to just spend the next few minutes thanking a handful of really important people that kind of made this event possible. These events, as you know, are free for developers, and a lot goes into making these events happen. The months of time all of us have kind of put into making sure that you have the best experience here ever. It really deserves a special recognition. The best thing about these events is that you only realize that the amount of work that goes into them when something goes wrong, because if something is going smooth, people don't even notice. So this is our opportunity to thank everybody that kind of put in all the hard work and time and dedication to making these events possible. And I'm going to hand this off to Andrew to kind of kick this off.
All right, thank you, Kartik. Yeah, I'll make this quick. There's almost too many people to thank. There's so many million details and little decisions that happen over weeks and weeks and months, and many of these people have been on long phone calls late at night making decisions about how many banners and how much coffee and where are we going to park. Oh, we have no parking, by the way. We're not supposed to say that. So I can't run through them all, but there's a hardcore team, I call them. Like they've been working for months and months, and a whole list of organizers here. I want to make special thanks to James Waugh, Simona Pop, Danny Osorio, Brian Eisenbach, Victor Bunin, Dennison Bertram, and Megan Nab. These people have been working so hard. A lot of thanks to them. And also, two key people here at New Lab who've been working for months is Cody Moy and Stephanie Hemscherott. They've been working on all the details with us. A big round of applause to them, too. Thank you. And now I'll hand it off to Kartik.
And of course, this event is a hackathon after all. We had 62 projects kind of pitched to our judges and did the hard job of figuring out who the top 5 teams will be, who the runner-ups will be. So I want to just kind of give a special thanks to all of our judges. So Wendy, Will, Philip, Danny, Lasse, James, Mo, Joyce, Scott, Joseph, Evan, Giorgio, Simona, Anna, Austin, and Spencer. Thank you so much for spending the last 3 hours kind of looking at teams twice to select the amazing projects that we all got to see. Thank you so much. And of course, all the mentors that were here this entire time, all of our speakers who kind of, including sponsors and the people who kind of got the spot through the call for proposals, our volunteers, the event staff, they've been kind of making sure from the security to the cleaning that the entire event stays in a really good shape for the last 36 hours. And all of you hackers and our MC, Dennison, give him a round of applause. And of course, this is my time to recognize the 5 other people on the ETHGlobal team that spend all of their time making sure that you have the best experience ever. So please give a really big round of applause to Andrew, Heather, Jacob, Josh, and Liam from the ETHGlobal team. So the real question is, we just talked about all this stuff, and what do the finalists actually win? We kind of saw 5 people present on stage, 62 different projects. The best thing about these events is that we don't structure them as competitions. There's no objective for second, third ranking. These are supposed to be collective events where we just get to show the cool stuff that we've all worked on over the past weekend. So as part of this and kind of the tradition for keeping these ETHGlobal events consistent, all 5 winners are going to get $500 worth of ETH to every team member on the team. So this is great because every time we do these events, and so far we've done one every month starting February, we've yet to see somebody come to us and be like, and ask us just what are we going to win and how do we kind of win the best prize. We don't publish these prizes online. People don't kind of bug us. We don't get any of these emails, and really kind of speaks to the actual excitement and effort people have in wanting to learn and experiment. And we want to just keep on doing that. So congratulations to all of you winners, and we'll kind of reach out to you, all the sponsor winners, all the finalists, and everybody else over email with the next steps on how we'll kind of move forward from all this. So thank you so much for that. And all of you will also get this really cute Pizza Rat NFT delivered to your smart contract, your Ethereum address from the check-in process. So this wouldn't be an ETHGlobal event if we don't announce what's happening next. So we just finished New York, or we're going to finish New York in 2 more minutes. But we have 2 more events upcoming that I want to really talk about. So the first one is actually going to be ETH India. It's going to be our second time. We're going to the biggest event in Asia. And that's happening on August 2nd in Bangalore. You can kind of learn more and start applying, or if you want to attend, you can go to ethindia.co. And for the first time, we're going to announce our last and our biggest event in the US now, which is ETH Boston, happening on September 6 to 8. And we're so excited to host an event in Boston. It's been one of our most requested cities to do an event in, and you can learn more at eth.boston. So find out more about both of these events and all the other events we have planned this year by just going to ethglobal.co or following ETHGlobal on Twitter. There's also a mailing list you can subscribe to that has information, and we kind of message everybody on everything else that we're doing. So I'm going to try to finish this in the next 30 seconds. All of you, when you checked in, probably got this Ether card. These are cards given to all the attendees with an Ethereum account and a private key. We kind of loaded them with some XDAI, and we're going to use this thing for the after party for you to be able to pay for drinks. So we want to try to use the stuff we work on in this ecosystem, and this is one of the coolest things we've done today or this weekend. So after this, we're going to just kind of go assemble in the main hall where we're going to be hosting an after party for all of the attendees. And we're happy to be sponsored by Reciprocal Adventures for doing so and being our host for being the official sponsor for the after party. And with that, thank you so much for being at ETHNewYork. And actually, I forgot one last thing. We're going to take a massive group photo right outside. So if you can just kind of assemble for the next 2 minutes right outside this hall, we're going to take a group shot and we'll party. Thanks, everybody.